You guys, I'm about to leave the gym. I have been here trying to record content for this challenge, and I'm starting to feel a little bit discouraged because I'm tripping over my words and I think I'm overthinking a little bit. I don't know. I just feel like there's so much information I want to share, and I'm trying to figure out what the best way to articulate that is. But when I try to write it out, because I have a script, like I'll show you, I have scripts. I have pages and pages of scripts of all the research that I've done. But when I try to read out a script, I feel like it comes off inauthentic. So I want to be able to just speak to it, but then when I speak to it, I feel like I'm missing things, I'm mispronouncing words, I'm overthinking it because there's a lot of science in there. Like I've read a lot of terms, but that doesn't mean I know how to necessarily pronounce it correctly. So then Anywho, I've done a lot of recording. I'm going to take what I recorded and go edit it, at least for the first couple of videos, and then I will continue to work on it. It is a work in progress. I can't expect it to be perfect, but yeah, that's what I'm doing. Also, I have a little bit of a headache because I'm hungry and I need to figure out what I'm going to eat. But yeah, so I figured why not do my video now because I'm here. Also, I decided to start like a spam account on TikTok. I'm trying to decide, it was kind of like a rushed thing where I was like, well, let me just start a spam channel because I want to be able to talk to them. Here, I'm going to bring you guys with me. I want to be able to talk to them in like TikTok the way I'm always talking to you guys. Find me. Sorry. The way I'm always talking to you guys. And I feel like the last 70, 80 days have been really good for warming up the muscle to feel comfortable talking, but I haven't done it in the areas where it was easy to do it on YouTube because there was no one there. So it was like, well, no one will really see it. So it kind of took away any real consequences. I was just like, if you find me and you stay, it's because you like this, oh my gosh, hello? Because you like this kind of like chaotic content. But that's not how I've represented myself on other platforms. It's always been pretty curated. I've put effort into my content over the last few years. Now, do my numbers necessarily reflect that? No. I had one post go, I don't know if I would call it viral, but for me it was viral, and I gained like 6,000 followers in 2 weeks, and then my numbers went back down on TikTok because, I don't know, I guess it was one of those like videos where I like to call them my edits, where it's just like I'm making a little mini music video with music that I like that shows the vibe of how I felt while I was doing that workout, right? But that's not like my workouts. And I feel like, I don't know if I got on like male side of TikTok and it went kind of like mini viral, and then I gained all those followers because they thought I was gonna be doing like a lot of thirst traps, and I don't really do that many. They're fun, I enjoy them, there's nothing wrong with that, but I just like, I do a lot more of just my fitness content. Plus, like, I'm for the girls. I want the girl. Where are the girls, okay? Where are the girls at? So I think my content generally skews more female, and then that one post just got me like a lot of followers, which was cool because it got me into the creator program, but I don't have a consistent enough community to make money off of it. So it's like, I'm consistently overthinking what to do on social media. So I was like, well, maybe I just create a spam page where I'm just talking and just like rambling my mouth, and who cares? You know, I can say whatever, I can look however. Some days I'll be cute, some days I won't be. It doesn't have to be connected to anything, it doesn't have to be edited. And I just wanted it to be a place where I could just talk. I wasn't sure if I should just do that on the page that already exists, but I felt like that might hurt me if I'm looking to establish myself as a fitness content creator or fitness and lifestyle content creator for brands. So I thought it would be cool to have a separate space for that. And also it takes away my propensity to overthink because now it's a separate space. And it's just like, well, this is specifically for that. I don't know. My brain just works better if I compartmentalize it. So I don't know. You guys can tell me what you think. Also, I am so sorry I said I don't know so many times. That is a pet peeve of mine. I do not like when I do that. But anywho, I didn't really do a workout today. This was just about recording, and I'm gonna get ready to go because it is 7 o'clock now, and that way I can eat and maybe get to bed at a decent time. My original intent was to pull an all-nighter, but I have a feeling maybe I should go to bed. Something is telling me to get some rest, but I have a lot of other stuff I need to do, so we'll see what happens. But anywho, this is today's vlog or video, and yeah, I'm gonna go home now and not become a person, because we all know what I look like in the house. I'm about to put on my same sweatshirt I always put on, same sweatpants I always put on, and yeah, that's my vibe. That's my vibe. It's when I'm in the gym, I'm like, hot girl, like she's strong, you know, wearing her outfit, she's cool. When I'm at the house, I'm like, meat. But I don't know, something about being in sweatshirt and sweatpants at home is just fun. Anywho, like 80% of the time. Sometimes I look cute at home. Rarely though. I hope you guys had a great day. I know that some of my posts have been kind of short recently, and this is probably gonna take 3.5 hours to upload. So it's the first thing I'm gonna do when I get back to the house. But yeah, I hope you guys had a great weekend. It's Sunday, so make sure you audit your week, reflect, ask yourself what went well this week. Start with that, all right? What did I learn this week? What were my wins this week? Start off with your affirmations. Start off with finding the joy and the benefit of this week, even if it was a bad week, because that will also allow you to be more honest with yourself for the rest of the reflection period. So if you start off demonizing yourself and like being kind of like, oh, this week sucked, I suck, blah, 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 subconsciously, you're not going to do a proper audit of your week because you're in an emotional state, because you are bullying yourself, as opposed to being like, okay, this week maybe I didn't get everything that I wanted to get done, completed, but I learned this, this, and that, or I was able to get this done, or even though I didn't get that done, it was because I did something else, and I was really happy that I did that, even though it wasn't what I planned, you know? I spent time with a family member, or I took an extra hour that I was supposed to be doing something else, and I spoke to a friend that I haven't spoken to in a while, or I gave myself permission to get more sleep, or shoot, I got up early. Maybe I didn't get enough sleep, but I pushed through and I got some work done by getting up earlier than I intended to. Whatever your win is, make sure that that is your foundation before you go through and try to create pragmatic critique for yourself, because we win something every week by just the nature of surviving it. So there are lessons, there are opportunities to be grateful for it, because your gratitude expands your wins. When you can sit in presence and be grateful for the things that you were able to accomplish or the things that you were able to learn, it really allows you to go into the week with a sense of power and confidence that even if the week doesn't turn out the way you want it to, you are always going to win, because you will always extract the lesson, you will always extract the blessing, and you will put that at the front line of what that week is defined by, not by your losses, because you could win nothing and lose everything, and by lose everything I mean life. So that is my little tidbit. Go throughout, start with what you did well, then reflect pragmatically. What were the goals that I set for myself last week? Did I accomplish them? Yes or no? Just simple yes or no. Okay, if the answer is yes, great. What worked well, right? What did I do that allowed me to be successful this week? How can I replicate that in the following week? So when you set your goals and your intentions for next week, you already know what you need to be implementing in order to be successful. If the answer is no, ask yourself the next question. Well, how so, right? Not just why. Don't start with what. How were you not effective in the things that you were planning to do? Were you not good at time management? Did you execute poorly? Did you allow yourself to get distracted? Did you plan too optimistically, right? Where it's like, well, everything's gonna go right, and because everything goes right, then I'll get it done. But things never always go right in life, so maybe your planning needs editing. That way you can go in with a plan that is not about demoralizing yourself as a loser or a failure, but instead understanding that your processes just need tweaking. And every week that you get to learn how to tweak your process, you get closer and closer to being successful. So that's where we are. Even for me, as an example, coming here now, spending 2 hours recording content, on a Sunday when no one is here, it was really effective for me because there's no music in the background. I was able to not feel overly self-conscious or get distracted. I could try things over and over again. And that allowed me to get some content that I'll be able to get done. Now, do I think that I'll be able to edit that content in a timely fashion? No, because it's 7 o'clock at night on a Sunday. So now I know I need to do this part of my process, maybe allocate 3 hours of time, either early in the day or come in those mid hours when no one is here at like 3 in the morning so that I can do this. And now I know, okay, you only need like 2 or 3 hours. And as I get better at it, I'll need less time, which means I might be able to edit and audit my process better so that I'm not losing sleep, because that's going to be the caveat, right? So those are just my tidbits. Once you get to that point and you figure out, okay, what could I have done better in my process, then you can figure out what you will be trying this week to see if that fits into your process best. Because a lot of times it's just trial and error. You have to figure out, okay, my time management wasn't great. Maybe I need to write out my plans. Maybe I need to put in a Google Calendar. Maybe I need better alarms, right? All of those things are different strategies that you might have to implement either one day at a time or 1 week at a time or 1 month at a time as you figure out your process. And then as your process gets in line, as you figure out what does and doesn't work, you find that you get closer and closer to being more efficient at getting those things done so that you can bring in new things into your repertoire so you can improve other areas of your life. So once you have gotten those things down and you reflect on your process, then you can set your goals for the next week. Well, you can first look at what didn't get done, figure out if it's still in alignment with the things that you need to get done, look at your schedule for this week, set new goals, carry over the things that did not get done so they don't get pushed to the wayside, and figure out with this new process or this new strategy or tactic that you're going to implement, how does it allow you to get closer to your goals? I want to say faster, but just even if it's just a step, it might be 1%, but 1% better is better than 0%, because nothing stands still, right? Like you can't really stand still on your goals. You can only kind of fall behind. So unless you are moving forward, you are getting yourself further behind because you're either getting deeper into procrastination, getting deeper into imposter syndrome or self-doubt, or just the habit of not doing, which I have also become I have also done this before in the past in different areas of my life, and sometimes we're stronger in some things than others. Even like last week, you guys know that I meal prepped, and I hadn't meal prepped in a long time, and let me tell you how much easier that made my week. So tomorrow, because of my schedule, I'll be meal prepping tomorrow for the rest of the week. I think Mondays are going to be my most effective meal prep day because that works for my schedule. Now, a lot of people meal prep on Sunday. That just doesn't work for my schedule because I still have orders. I still work on Sundays. And so like today, I was working until my last delivery was at 2:30. So half the day was work. And then I came back. By the time you look up, I took a shower, wrote some stuff out, planned it. Then I was here at 5 o'clock, right? So not a lot of time in the day. And now it's 7 o'clock and I'm over the next 3 hours, I need to eat, do my schedule for the week, take a shower, prep for my training session tomorrow, and go to bed in somewhat of a timely fashion. And that's probably, if I can get to bed by 11, that means I'll get like 4.5 to 5 hours of sleep. So I'm already low on my sleep schedule, but I'm consistently working on how I can edit and audit that process to get better at it. So I hope that that is somewhat helpful to you guys. I would always recommend sit down with a pen and paper every Sunday, or whatever day is your reset day. Sunday is mine. And go through your week. Go and look at what your wins are. Go and look at what your opportunities for success are. Because what that also allows you to do is see week after week after week, not only what are your wins, but what are your consistent losses. And what I say in that is that you will start to see a pattern of what you're avoiding or what you are not able to implement, and figure out where you need help or where you need to pivot. And what I mean by that is if there's something that's been on your to-do list for, I'm going to say 3 to 4 weeks, and you have not made any headway towards it, you need to start asking yourself why. Am I procrastinating this? Am I avoiding it on purpose? If I am, why? Why would I be avoiding this? What does that reveal about where I am? Is this really a priority for me? If it is a priority, how do I make sure that I'm getting it done? If it's not a priority, then why is it on my list? Who is this for? get comfortable with asking yourself questions, empowering yourself to ask questions that you don't necessarily have the answer to immediately, and also sit in the discomfort of learning yourself honestly. There is so much power in that because you now empower yourself to make choices and empower yourself with the ability to respond to the areas of your life that you feel like you're not living up to your potential, or you're not hitting your goals, or you want to feel different. Our power is within ourselves to take action. Becoming is an action word. That's why I started Becoming You. It is a step towards who you are becoming and the consistent self-evolution of self that never ends. And embracing that and getting the tools and harnessing the tools that it takes to develop that. So anyway, we've gotten to 16 minutes. This is gonna take forever to upload. I love you guys so much. Happy Sunday, and I will see you tomorrow. Love ya. Bye.